Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I'm David Salazar here with LatinPost.com, and I would like to welcome David Zayas, who is in the new Annie movie, which premieres on December 19th. Welcome, David.
Thank you for having me.
I'd like to know, what was your experience on the set of Annie, and how did you land the role?
Well, I auditioned for the role, and I landed. I was lucky enough to land it, and my experience was great. You know, it was great to do a film, especially a classic that's updated,
right,
and in my hometown in New York City. You know, so it was wonderful.
So in the film, you play Lou, who helps Annie. Can you tell us a little bit about the character?
Well, Lou he's the owner of the bodega that is right across the street from where Annie and the other foster kids live with Miss Hannigan. And basically, you know, I'm just like a friend of them when they come into the store, and help them out as much as I can. And I wind up having just a wonderful connection with Annie. So when the events in the movie happen, I get involved.
What was your connection to this material? Did you bring any personal experience? And what did director Will Gluck give you any insight into about the character?
Well, you know, I'll talk about Will Gluck first. He was a great director. He had a very a way of working on film that I've never worked on. First of all, I've never done this kind of a film before, so it was new to me, and it was a great experience. It's actually the first film that my grandkids can watch, because most of the films
right,
that I do are like kind of dark, and you know, the subject matter is not. But this is a film for the whole family. And the experience, I mean, having kids and having grandkids and just being involved in a community where there's so many kids, and we're trying to bring a positive image into the city, I think it was a great thing to be involved in.
You said that he showed you a new style of filmmaking that you'd never been used to.
Well, you know, it's a different genre of film that I've never done, and he has a unique way to bring out something out of you, at least for me, that has never been brought out. The humor, the passion of it, that combination with the fact that, you know, how do you act in movies with kids, and how do you bring that same intensity and that same, you know, clarification in films? And he has a way of bringing that out and explaining things to you and articulating ways to go about that, and I appreciated that.
What was the experience of sharing a scene with Kavanjane Wallace?
Well, she's wonderful. I mean, she's got a great charisma. She's very talented, and you know, she's got a good sense of herself. She knows what's going on, and I had a great time with them.
Of all the colleagues that you worked with on this film, is there anyone in particular that you really took something away from in terms of, you know, learning?
Well, I took away something from everyone, including Kavanjane, and I think that watching everyone work, particularly Jamie Foxx and Cameron Diaz, my good friend Bobby Cannavale, Roseburn, and Adewale that I worked with back on Oz, just watching them work. You know, every time I work on something, I always learn. I'm open enough to understand that, you know, you're gonna get some information, and you're going to learn something from that other actor. You're going to learn something about the way they work. You're going to learn something that's going to help you in the future, and I got that from everyone.
I want to talk a little bit about your career at large, because you have a great story. What was the first moment? Do you remember the first moment you realized, I want to be an actor?
The first moment I said I wanted to be an actor, I was 12 years old, and I went to see Dog Day Afternoon with Al Pacino, and I was like, wow, what's going on? And I'm like, this is what I want to do. I want to try and make people feel or experience what I'm experiencing right now in watching this film. And so that was the first time I wanted to be an actor. Then, of course, life gets in the way, and I didn't really pick it up again until I was halfway into, you know, I was an NYPD cop.
Right.
Halfway into that, when I said, you know, I'm gonna give this a shot, and I'm gonna go to acting school, and I'm gonna try and learn as much about this as possible, see if it ignites me, and it did.
How did you balance, you know, the regular full-time job with that passion and keeping? Because I mean, a lot of people want to do that. You know,
right,
they want to be actors, they want to be filmmakers, they want to be artists, and then they have to deal with real life. What was the key for you in terms of balancing those two, and then eventually coming out with your dream job?
Learning how to compartmentalize well. I think compartmentalizing your time And using the energy that's needed for the task at hand helped me, get the most out of both. I did both for a long time. I was a cop, and then when I started acting and started working, I had to find a way to be able to do both, and it was difficult. But if you're passionate about it and it's what you want to do, you'll make it happen. So I think is really understanding what it is that you want to do. If you want to be an actor, if you want to be a musician, if you want to be a writer, and go at it with the passion of it, not the result of what you might get from it, but just do it because you're passionate about it and you love it. And I think that kind of then formulates how you go about doing it.
So as a police officer, I've noted that you've done a lot of work in films and TV as a law enforcer. Do you bring a lot of your own personal experiences to these roles, and how does?
I do. As a police officer, part of your job is to kind of size up somebody and their character and where they're at the time that you approach them. What their condition is and what they're thinking, and I do that as an actor. It helps you in getting to the next level and doing a scene. So that and the confidence. Hopefully sometimes this can be a very insecure business, and you have to try and have some kind of self-confidence, and being a police officer definitely helped me with that, and it goes hand in hand sometimes for some roles, not all, but for some.
And speaking about self-confidence and those things, what do you think has been the greatest challenge you've had to overcome in your career thus far?
I don't really even think about that. With me it's all positive. With me it's all like, if there's a blockage somewhere, how can I get through it? How can I go around it? Different things will stop you. Whatever it is, your type, something that you have no control over, I don't really think about those things. I just stay positive, and if something gets in my way, I try and find a way to get through it, or to get around it, or to bypass it, or to and see what I could get.
Great. So now we're going to do something a little bit fun that we do here at Latin Post. It's called the speed round. I'm going to just, say a phrase, and I want you to just say the first thing that comes to mind.
Okay.
You ready?
Yeah.
All right. Favorite Puerto Rican food, lechon or mofongo?
Lechon.
Knicks or Nets?
Knicks.
Favorite actor?
Morgan Freeman.
Favorite movie?
The Godfather.
One thing that people don't know about you that you want them to know?
Oh. See, you got me there, because maybe I don't want people to know too much about me. I don't know. Wow. I'm a good dancer.
Okay. Favorite musician?
Wow. Bruce Springsteen.
Favorite athlete?
Patrick Ewing.
Favorite New York restaurant?
God, there's so many. I'll have to reserve that answer.
Okay. Hobbies?
I like to write. I'm a movie buff. I love going to theater. And I'm a sports fanatic, particularly New York sports.
Favorite sport?
Football.
Football. Jets or Giants?
Jets.
Favorite Jets player?
It's got to be Joe Namath.
And if you could be one person for
I just aged myself, didn't I?
If you could be one person for one day, who would you be?
Oh, wow. Miles Davis.
Interesting. Well, thank you very much
Thank
for
you.
coming here. It was really a pleasure. And thank you very much for all of you joining us here on Latin Post TV. Remember that Annie comes out on December 19th, and it will star Mr. David Zayas. And you can follow the film on #AnnieMovie.